Hello, I am Dr. Balasubramaniam Tyagarajan. Now I am going to demonstrate how to use the Google Calendar, which is tightly integrated to Google Classroom. So now we can access Google Calendar from the Classwork tab. So when you log into the classroom, you will be seeing this screen. Then we will go to view Google Calendar. You need to go to Classwork. Here you see the shortcut to Google Meet. Next is the Google Calendar. Third comes the class drive folder. This is actually the G drive where the files of the Google Classroom are actually saved. Now let us go to the Google Calendar. On clicking this, it will take you to the Google Calendar. Every class within the Google Classroom will have a unique calendar. For example, here under my calendars, you are seeing all these calendars. One is my personal calendar. Next comes the birthday. You can create a separate calendar to hold the birthdays of all your near and dear and friends. And then this actually is the calendar for class. One is the otolaryngology class, the other one is the otology class, the other one is the rhinology. Then you can create a calendar for reminder, you can create tasks here, and then I have created a calendar for workshop. Now, what we can do is, now, this is actually the calendar for the entire calendar for the Google Classroom, which has placed one personal calendar for me, which I will be using for my personal use. Now, in order to set the classroom or classes, schedule the classes in Google Meet, you need to set up an event within the Google Calendar. Now, for example, supposing you want to, by default, what you will be seeing is the calendar like this, because you are viewing the calendar as per the day. So today is the 20th. I am recording this video on the 20th. So I am viewing it as per the day. So what, by clicking these boxes here, allows me to make my calendar visible. So I have not clicked any of my calendars except this one. So this calendar alone is visible. So when you want to schedule any meeting, any program within your Google Classroom, you need to uncheck all the other calendars and ensure that only the calendar for the specific class is checked, so that you won't be creating any inappropriate meeting in different calendars. So what we'll do is, since I need to schedule a meeting for the otolaryngology class alone, I have checked and selected that calendar and made it visible. And now here there are 3 vertical dots which gives me the options for the calendar. Here I can change the color as per my choice. So this calendar the color can be changed. Right now I am allowing it the default to be there. I can even choose a custom color if you want. See what happens. I can always choose a custom color and use the color to indicate my calendar. And then I can choose the option of displaying this calendar alone. Supposing I check this, display this calendar alone, only this calendar will be displayed. And then I can choose, supposing I want to hide my calendar from the list, I can always check this and hide from the list. So this calendar can be, say, you can select this and hide the calendar from the list. So these are all the options which are available from within the calendar. So now in my personal calendar, I can share, I have the option of sharing my calendar with my colleague teachers, so that they may also know what exactly is happening to my work schedule. So I have the option of sharing my calendar with my colleagues within the domains. So now we are going to create a schedule within the otolaryngology class. So now to create an event, say it's going to be at 1 p.m. technically. So I'm going to click here. When I click, it says 1 to 2 p.m. By default, it adds 1 hour. So I'm going to say hearing aids. This is going to be a class on hearing aids. if you want to change the time, you can always change it by clicking this find a time. So you can change it. Click here. So you can change the time. And then here, if you then actually what you can do is you can add a small description of the class you're going to take. You can attach some files or insert link to the files here. You can physically add an attachment here so that the student will get resources which will be useful for their class. So I'm going to discard the calendar. So what we again do it again. So now I'm going to add a title. It's going to be a topic. So I will, supposing you can add guests here. Supposing you want students from outside your domain to join, you can send them an invite by clicking and adding their email, provided your domain administrator has enabled outsiders to join this particular Google Classroom. And then add Google Meet video conferencing. If you click, what happens is it will give out a Google Meet your URL. You can send this URL along with the invite. This tier of G Suite permits up to 250 participants. 250 participants can join this class, this specific class, which is going to take place between 11:30 and 12:30. And then again, you can still get more options here. By clicking more options, what can happen is it will take you to other details. It gives you the phone number. So if the student prefers, the student can join the meeting using this phone number. So I'm going to, here again you can add guests from this screen. If you want, you can also add the description. Everything is the same, but that was actually a condensed version. This is an elaborate version. So you can add the description. You can click here and attach file, or if you want to link a file, you can use this linking to link your file. And now you can save the event. So now the event has been saved. So now if you want to invite more than 250 students to join your class, you can invite them. How? You need to duplicate this event. Say by going, so I'm double clicking the event. So I'm going to more action. Here I'm going to duplicate. So I will duplicate this calendar event and I'm going to save. So what happens is this is a duplicate. This is the original one. This is the duplicate one. So I double click on the duplicate one and then I add a live stream. So I'm going to add a live stream. So what happens? I can send out this live stream link to people who wants to view or see this lecture, but they may not be able to, they won't be able to interact with the speaker, but still they will be able to view the lecture on the screen. So you can choose more audience, outside audience also, to join your lecture and view the live stream. So by clicking on the save button, the live stream gets saved. The first event, of course, the time is going to be the same. The first one will be delivered via the Google Meet, where the student will be able to interact with the lecturer online via chat box or by voice. Whereas here, the next duplicated event will be delivered via your streaming service. So the link, you can email the link to the audience who want to join and see the live stream. So this is how whenever you want to add a live stream to our Google Meet, you always ensure that you create a duplicate event and add it as a live stream, so that both and the previous link for the previous meet, this Google Meet link won't be hampered, because if you use the same calendar event after creating it and after dispatching it to the students, if as afterthought, if you want to add a live stream, the link will get changed, so that the students may not be able to join your Google Meet. So it's always better to create a duplicate event and set it up as a Google streaming version. So we have done that. So let us see the other options we can do. Now here under more actions, you can print and send the event. If you want, you can delete the event. You can duplicate the event. Here you can create a view only event. If you create a view only event, the people inside your domain won't be able to edit. Then you can copy this event to the calendars. So these are all the various calendars which are available in my Google Classroom. This is my personal calendar. If I copy it to my personal calendar, it will get copied to the personal calendar and it will send a mail to me. And then if you copy to Autology, Autology is actually the name of the class within the classroom. So again, if you copy to Autology, it will be sent to the members of the Autology. So it keeps on adding duplicate calendars, right? By clicking join in Google Meet, you will be able to join. And then you can, by clicking, say, let me tell you, here, let me double click this event. So there are 3 vertical dots here. You can click here. You can copy these events to all the calendars. Sometimes you can publish the event. So the meaning of publish the event is you can get out a HTML code and put it across into your official institution website. So the students can join the Google Meet event by just clicking on the link in the website. So you can publish the event. So you can also change the owner of the event. Supposing if you have become busy, you may not be able to deliver a lecture, you want one of your colleagues to do it, you can always change the owner by clicking the owner. You can give out a new owner. When you give out a new owner, they take control of the entire lecture. So now you can also cancel or delete the event. So for example, if you can delete the event, so when you delete the event, what happens is it will not only delete the event, it will also send an email to all the potential participants, informing that the event has been deleted. So now I'm going to delete these events, because these are all fake events which I have created to ensure that you get to know how to manipulate the calendar. And now the teacher can use the calendar as a reminder. So supposing the teacher wants to be reminded of something, the teacher can use this reminder service. But for that to happen, this box should be checked. So the reminder service will be visible only when the teacher checks this checkbox. And see, let us see what these 3 dots got to offer us. So you can change, say for example, reminder, you can change the color of the box. So now we have enabled reminders. So we are going to disable this calendar. Only one calendar is going to be visible, that is otolaryngology. So I want to set a reminder, say for 24th, say 1 p.m. So, 24th, 1 p.m. So what happens is here you get a tab called reminder. If you have not checked this box, you won't get this tab. So now I'm going to set a reminder. So I need to say, I have a meeting, staff meeting. So I can set a reminder, and then 12:30 p.m. I give save. So what happens is now staff meeting, it just gives a reminder. So now I can say, so after saving, what we will do is this reminder, it will start reminding me, say 1 day before, 10 minutes before the meeting, it will give me a reminder. So I'm going to delete this reminder. And now similarly, there is something called task. I can set up a task for me as a teacher, but first thing I should do is I should enable this task tab. Now say, let me say on 22nd, I want to set up a task, and here the tab task is ready. So I need to say need to value 20 answer scripts. So then I save. So what happens is on saving on 22nd, I will get a reminder. So I get a task saying that I need to value 20 answer scripts by 12 p.m. So on completing the task, we can just choose this menu and say you have completed it. So till you say that you have completed it, it will keep reminding you that you need to value 20 answer scripts. So this is how you can set up a task for yourself from using this Google Calendar. So now I'm going to delete this task. So now you can use the Google Calendar to set up a regular class timetable for your students. So how can you go ahead and do it? So for example, timetable is one thing. You say you will have one particular class 3 times a week, or some class maybe 4 times a week. You can set classes for those subjects as per your timetable using the Google Calendar. So now what we will do is, first thing we should do is we should change the calendar visibility from day to week. So if you want to set up a timetable, you need to change the display from day to week. So I will delete the previously created timetable. Now I will say I need to have classes on anatomy on Monday, Wednesday and Friday. On all Monday, Wednesdays and Fridays, say between 12 o'clock and 1 o'clock. That is going to be a theory class. So what I can do is I can create, say for example, anatomy between say 12 and 1 p.m. And here I can choose all day, or if I choose all day, it will be fixed for all days. So again, you have another thing called does not repeat. So if you click this does not repeat, what happens is you get a side menu. So what happens? You can say I'm going to have this class daily, say between 12 and 1 p.m. So I'm going to have a weekly class on Tuesday at the same time, or you can customize. You can say custom. So repeat on say Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday. So if you get ends never, if you choose it never ends, it will be there for the entire year. Or you can say it ends after 13. If you want to say you want to end, you need only 13 classes. So you say you end this session after 13 occurrences. Or you can specify the day on which you want to end. So these are the options you get. So you say done. So what happens is this class gets, you need to save, this class gets saved. So you see Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday. So we have scheduled class for anatomy. Now, so you need to save, do a timetable for physiology. So what we will do is, it's same thing. We just create an event. Then I will say physiology. So I will say a time is, I will say between 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. and 11 a.m. So here you just click the does not repeat. So you customize it. You say you want it on Monday, you don't want it on Tuesday, Wednesday and Friday. And if you want this class to last 13, you can change the number, say 14 or 15 classes you want to take, you change the number. Or if you want to specify the date, you can specify the date. On clicking done, you need to save the event. So when you save, this gets listed. So what happens is, as soon as you can create your timetable, and this same timetable can be merged to personal calendar of the students who are already using the classroom. It will get automatically merged. So you need not bother. The moment you create the event or your class within the calendar using this calendar facility, you can create the entire timetable schedule for the entire year rather, so that the student will be able to attend these online classes on a regular basis. So you can view the class, say weekly, monthly, yearly. So these are the way in which you can schedule the class. It's also checked. It shows the weekends. It also will show the declined events. So now, if you want to create a new calendar, so for example, you want to create a new calendar. Say I will ideally advise every one of you to create a new calendar with the timetable. So instead of having the timetable for in the same calendar of the class, you can create another calendar and then name it as timetable. Then you can create a calendar named timetable. So the moment you create a calendar specifically, it will take some time. I'm allowing it to happen real time so that you will know exactly how long it takes to create a calendar. Now it says calendar timetable has been created successfully. So let us go back to the settings, and now this calendar timetable has been created and it will be visible. It is so, since we have made otolaryngology invisible, the calendar is not visible. So now what we will do is we will merge this calendar event with that of the other calendar. Now, since we have created the entire timetable for otolaryngology class, we need to add the same details to this calendar, exclusively created calendar for the timetable. So, how are we going to bring this event which you have created inside otolaryngology calendar into this new calendar which we have created, namely the timetable? So what we'll do is we'll double click on the event. It opens in the edit mode. If you want, you can edit. Then under more action, you say copy to timetable and give save. So what happens is I just hide otolaryngology. Now you see the entire calendar of otolaryngology has been copied to the new calendar timetable which we have created. Now I will hide the timetable, go to otolaryngology calendar. Now let us see how to copy this physiology calendar event to the timetable calendar event. Again, double click on it, go to more actions, and then copy to timetable and save. So now we'll see what happened. I will hide otolaryngology. Now you see the entire events which we have created inside the otolaryngology class have also been shared to this calendar, namely the timetable. So this is how you can prudently use this Google Calendar, not only to schedule Google Meet. You can create the entire timetable for your entire session using this Google Calendar, and these events can be handled easily with using Google Meet, and the same event can also be broadcast live, taking the lecture to more number of audience if you set up a streaming event. Which we have already seen how to do. So thank you very much for your patient listening.